Hello everyone, it's Wayne here from E-Stim Systems, and today we're going to talk about something completely different. We're not going to talk about boxes, we're not going to talk about product. We're going to talk about how to use the product, and we're going to do it in a completely different way. We're going to talk about how to use the product from a female perspective. Now, I've got myself two glamorous assistants. We have Bones, who you've possibly met before, and we have a very great friend, Liz, who has never used E-Stim before, but is willing to try. So this is going to be a great opportunity to introduce E-Stim from a female perspective. But there is a problem.
Yeah, there is. You're not a woman.
No, not am I. Oops. No. But I have a solution.
Surprise!
Hi!
Hi! I am a woman.
You are indeed.
I'm the wifey. And also very good friends of yours, as you know.
Yes, we are.
And we're going to talk about all things E-Stim. And I'm going to let you see what it feels like. Hi, it's Caz, aka the Wifey from E-Stim Systems, and I've been joined today by Liz. Would you like to introduce yourself a bit more?
Hi, my name's Liz. I am a kinky female. There you go.
A kinky female.
How's that?
How long have you classed yourself as being a kinky female for?
I would say a little over 20 years, I reckon. Sort of like pretty much from early encounters. I mean, you know, teenagers fooling around and just finding other things more appealing, I guess. Which is great now, because so many things are so much more acceptable now. I remember, I was talking about this with somebody recently, that when I, you know, way back when I was in school, and nu metal was a brand new thing in high school, and Slipknot first came out, and their drummer and his mask, that game, I was about 16 years old, that made me think lots and lots of things about the long hair and the mask and keeping the mask on. And now people are like, oh yeah, masks, it's a whole thing. But, you know, 16, 17, 18 years old, it was not a thing then. And it sort of went from things like that to liking being restrained or a little bit of breath play and things, and not really knowing what it was then until probably by the time I was about 20 and got involved with other more like-minded people, and everybody has that pilgrimage to Torture Garden and things like that.
The scene has changed. It's become a big thing. So during all your experimentation, have you ever played with Electrode play or anything?
Yes, not as much as I would like to. Again, it was probably about 20 years ago now when I first even heard of like violet wands, and then fell down that rabbit hole of the fact that it was a Victorian thing as well, and being thoroughly interested by that side of things, and the historic and the antique and the zappy play. But certainly back then it was like you either bought an antique thing or spent £500 or £600 on what was around at the time. So that was not really something that 20-year-old me could do. And then certainly later on, as I've got back into the scene, I do have a few external clip-on things. I do have a violet wand. I'm still holding out for an antique one because I just think they look really cool. I'm not sure I'd risk using it, but they look really cool in the box. But
they are very showy offy. So have you ever actually tried E-Stim?
I have not.
Have you ever used anything like a TENS machine or have used it on a person?
Used them on people, and I've used them on me for both uses, actually. The actual, ow, this really hurts, and apparently this helps outlook, as well as the, oh.
Okay. So E-Stim, as you know, isn't just for men. One of the conceptions out there, a lot of people think, oh yeah, E-Stim, it's just a man's thing and it's designed more for male genital, but actually ladies can play with it. I'm going to give you an electrode to hold, and I want you to close your eyes, and I want you to imagine it's somewhere more interesting. We can't do full demonstrations on here, and I'll talk through the sensation with you, and then we'll talk about how it can be used and what other places E-Stim for women can be used. So this is an ideal vaginal probe for a lady. In fact, you've got two contact points, top and bottom, and you have this lovely flange around the edge here, which on some ladies can hit the labia, and on some ladies in the right position does hit the elusive clitoris. And it's called a flange electrode. It is bipolar. an ideal beginner one, really. There are some out on the market, some white electrodes with small like contacts side by side, where the sensation was sort of like a round and round sensation. But this one, the sensation is generally top to bottom.
Nope.
Okie dokie. Right. If you want to hold that in your hand.
I mean, just even before you do, I would say with, God, I keep doing this, but just the quality, it is so smooth that looks really, obviously, as you said, internally, but also that looks like just the right kind of size and is smooth, and that to hold on your clit as well as a direct bounce off the surface.
You could hold it on your clit, but what will happen is, because you've only got one contact on your clit, you might not feel the sensation as much. You do need to make sure both contacts are thing. I will get onto the Electrode ones, which you can use on your clit a little better. So you just need to hold it in one hand, please, and touch both contacts, top and bottom. We have here our Helix Control Box. This is the regeneration of what was our original Series 1. Easy to use. We've got power setting, feel, which controls how spiky or soft what you feel to be, and speed, which works with the pulsing modes. So switch it on and let me know when you can feel anything. I would actually say close your eyes and just imagine this is somewhere else. It's quite prickly at the moment, isn't it? Let's soften those spikes out a little bit. And of course you can make it pulse faster. There's definitely food for thought going on there. Is it how you thought it'd feel?
No, I confess I did not know that. How did you put it? Smooth out the flow? I didn't realise you could adjust. I figured it's...
If I turn it that way, it's quite prickly.
Yeah.
And if I turn it that way...
I suppose the science in there somewhere is like the waves are...
Yeah. It's basically
closer together than further apart.
Close together, wider apart.
But literally that... I mean, in my ignorance and previous experience, I've just had things that are... It's stronger, or it's... You know, it's the intensity is either higher or lower, and that's it. There's not a... You can't mess with this. I'm going to say smooth or the spiky now, that's going to be the phrase now.
That's fine, smooth and spiky.
But also that being able to mess with the different like pulse and things like that. That is... I'm curious to know what the other settings are.
Okay, so what I'll do, I'll give that to you. I'll put it back on spiky. I'll let you have a little play. So that's your power.
Yeah.
That's your spiky and smooth, and that's your pulse thing. And then if you want to change the mode, you press that button there and it'll change to a different setting.
Okay.
I'll let you have a play. Now what Liz is playing with is our Electro Helix, which is an ideal beginner's unit. And it's ideal for ladies as a start out point. It's easy to use. You have a bit more control. It can be used internally or externally. So what Liz is holding in her hand at the moment is a probe that's used internally. But you can actually put sticky pads. You can put sticky pads either side of your labia lips. So that way your phone pulsing would then go across the labia.
Okay.
So it's quite an interesting sensation. So it's got various modes and settings. And then with fire mode, you feel nothing until you press that button. That's
it. So it's not fire button, it's fire! Right, yeah. Okay.
It's an ultimate fire button, yes. Her face is ill. I think she's enjoying this.
I'm torn between this is really pleasant and also feeling like I'm doing a review here of literally just the consistency to it, of the speed and the smooth to spiky, etc.
Yep.
I cannot get over.
From a lady's point of view, that internally, you play around with the senses. Once you get that right setting, you can sort of wiggle the electrodes around a little bit. Sometimes you can get your G-spot and pads you can put on by your clitoris. Once you get the right settings, it can be really, really nice.
But that right there is a huge difference for... just from my perspective of what you guys do, because it seems like a lot of the time, and I could be wrong, I apologize if I am, but it seems like a lot of the time toys are designed by men for women and they've never owned a vagina in their life.
Yeah.
Some of them I wonder if they've even seen one, but that's a separate story. But literally with a lot of like with vibrators, a lot of them, you get like slow to fast or medley.
Yeah.
And who the hell likes the medley button? I've not met anybody who likes the medley button where it's just, we're going to just start getting you somewhere. Then I'm going to switch to this setting, that one, back again, and there's no consistency to it. Okay, we have to make one adjustment. That one's a little bit too much.
A bit too much.
So literally, even on the milk setting,
Yeah.
where it is doing different things, there's still a rhythm to it.
Yeah.
Rather than, like I said, it's it's what annoys me about some toys. It's like just, welcome to Medley's greatest hits. Now, I might regret this now, but we're gonna
Gonna try you on the fire button. No,
Photon Torpedoes number 2.
Okay, photon torpedo. Are you ready for this?
Yes, ma'am.
So that's what we call the naughty button, fire button. So when it's, please, can I have some more? Okay. She's enjoying this way too much.
I can leave.
No, of course not.
I think it's because
That's almost that button to me is almost like the post. What did it feel like? Oh yeah, button. So it's not just for men.
no, it's really not. But also, as someone who is very much into kink in their personal life, as well as being a dom as well, I can see both sides of it for being very entertaining for myself and entertaining in another way of causing complete torture for other people.
Now,
which is what I find entertaining.
Now, you were asking about on the clitoris.
Yes, ma'am.
With the Electrode ones, obviously, because you've got the wider space in here, just pop you there. Because you've got the insulator slightly closer together, slightly smaller, closer. This one can actually be used externally as well, because you can, you do have a vibrator, you can rub it over your external genitals, but that you can actually use on the clitoris quite nicely.
Okay.
And when this one's inserted, you can move it around, and again, you can get your G-spot. I am very sensitive right at the very top around the cervical area, so for me that was a bit too intense, but for some other ladies it's quite nice. So this is quite nice toy to play with. It's become my new best friend. And then we got onto the other fun things as well, because I mentioned sticky pads. Sticky pads for ladies can be quite interesting. If you set up your labia, you can put a pad here and pad there, and you can put the current across. You can put it either side of your clitoris. Some people seem to put a pad on their thigh and a pad on their clitoris to put it up that way. Don't ask me why, but I have seen people saying that's what they do. And they can be good fun. And you can also put a pad either side of one nipple, but not one pad on one or one on the other, because you're going to go across your chest. With piercings, if you want to be really cruel with piercings, you can put the pads on the piercings and it makes them a little bit more intense, depending on where the piercings are.
Hey, Macarena.
One thing with piercings is we don't recommend that you use them as a contact until at least 6 months after they have been done, because it takes time for the body to heal. There are other electrodes that can be electrified for a female.
Just looks like, made by NASA. Just...
There are other electrodes that can be used internally. Obviously, you've got the ones. You've got the flanges. You've got a whole range of all different ones, all different shapes and sizes.
I've got to stop doing this. I keep talking about the quality of the machining, and I'm over here like, it's so smooth. But it's so smooth.
What do you think of that one? This one, if you notice that the neck's is sort of base and top, so you only insert it up to there. Whereas this one, from a female perspective, you can actually insert it to there. So you then have that internal, that external. I designed that one. Well, I came up with that design mainly because a lot of what we were doing this was me looking at the electrodes from a female point of view. The top and the bottom for me was like, yeah, that's a great idea, but it was just needing something else, that's something more that can go that little bit further in. This one does sometimes, at least on me personally, will sit either side of my G-spot. So then it pulls the current across my G-spot to my, so that's quite nice. And I just wanted something that's just a bit more curvy, a bit more feminine looking. And it had that, hence why it's got the red neck as well, because I wanted it to be sort of slightly more feminine looking. Although it can be used by men, and men do use them. And it just sort of gives you that option to go that little bit further, or as you've mentioned, that little bit shallower, depending on how you are down there, really.
Yeah, and it very much has that kind of love egg stroke, Kegel weight shape to it as well.
And then we get onto the egg. This is the Diddy egg. We do the freezer. That one, again, you can pop right up inside. It can sit against your G-spot. And again, you've got the closer connection, and you can, again, use that on your clitoris as well.
And how long's the cable?
The cable is 1.5 meters long.
Up through the back of your jeans into your hammer. Yep.
Yep. Ideal for going
What
shopping.
wireless model coming soon? I mean,
We do actually have a remote control system whereby somebody can be wired up to an electrode, and then it can be controlled from a distance. We do actually have a remote control system. You don't necessarily have to be in control yourself.
touch the thing.
You
You're gonna plug it in and let me touch it.
I know, let's have a shiny shinies. Can I have the people, please? So we're now going to go up a level
Yes, ma'am.
to the intermediate box. Now, this is the electrode cable. So that one, the Helix I showed you, that one, you can have one electrode in. So you either have to decide if you can have pads, if you can have an internal.
Decisions.
You can't have both. With this one, the Pebble, you've got 2 outputs, 2 controls, so you can have different level settings. And this one's got 9 modes. I'm going to switch this one. And this one's got in it one of my favourite modes, which has got a built-in microphone.
Does it talk to me as well? I mean, do I not need men ever again?
I don't know. Depends. Do you want to talk to me, or do you want to talk dirty with me? Are you going to be naughty? And because sound varies, you can actually stimulate to music. Due to copyright, we can't play any music, but you can actually. You can actually.
It's the sexual equivalent of the flower on top of the TV.
Dancing flower. Imagine having that at your local club. Well, you just said you've just been to a really fab place. There's probably no doubt had music. So, and you said like
It's a fantastic place
And
with
you said
all
you
my
like-
kind of heavy metal going. So yeah.
Imagine heavy metal coming through that. All that nice bassy, metal-y, noisy.
I have a few playlists. I'm just talking about. There we go. I'm turning myself on. Come closer.
Oh dear.
Oh God, just my cackle is doing good things. Okay. No.
We actually tested the audio with Crazy Frog.
Ding, 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 ding. Yep. I can see that working.
Yep.
Don't, because you do it like that. Now I'm hearing the little Yagala people for copyright purposes for ba 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 banana banana.
Uh-oh, not banana.
I literally, I mean, music means a lot to me anyway.
Yep.
And my whole life has a soundtrack in all things, and having sex without music on is just, why am I bothering? In my brain anyway. Unless you're outside, in which case, certain amount of stealth. But literally, so every time I laugh, it's this is fun. I have different playlists on my phone because for me personally, when I'm playing with myself, let alone playing with other people, I do like having music on. That heightens it for me. But again, if I'm with a partner from personal perspective, one of the things I love to do is I have a Bluetooth mask that's got built-in earphones in the actual mask, or mask and regular earphones, whichever. But so I can't see. I got music in my ears so that I have different playlists that appeal to that side of me. And if we can do that and have my hands tied up too, so that I can't interfere, I'm not expected to do anything, I can just feel what's occurring and listen to the music. Very happy times.
I quite like to spank and cane to music.
Need a rhythm.
So you have the electrode inserted, and then I can hear the music through headphones, and I can spank and cane, especially on the A box, which is our audio-driven box, where you can actually plug the audio source into the box, and you can actually put a splitter in and put headphones in. So I can then spank and cane in time to music, and then we feel the sensation at the same time. Max Payne and them lecturing a really good game. going back to playing with sounds and microphones and ambient music and what you can feel, there is actually a funny story to go alongside that, which was I had my partner suspended in a leather-strapped bondage cage at an event, and it happened to be their birthday. And they were wired up to an E-Stim on audio with the microphone mode on. And I got the whole club to sing happy birthday to them and give them free cheers. And to this day, I think they haven't yet forgiven me. But it was great fun for me, listening to the video, because it had to be sang at such a nice, loud tone more than once. And it was great fun. So yes, I think Liz likes the audio side of things. So again, also with the music audio side of things, it isn't just for men.
No, that's you just need. Well, I was about to say you just need ears, but you don't.
No,
because you can feel it. But no, I hadn't even thought about that for a second, because of course I'm thinking obviously it's reacting to my voice, and if you put music to it, it would pick up that and in rhythm to that. But yeah, just yeah. Hadn't even thought about it from that side of things too.
We'll be back after a brief interlude.
A few moments later.
So Liz, you've tried the Helix, you've tried the Pebble, you've tried the Moth, you've tried the audio. What if I was to say you can actually take it up even further? In that all the other electrodes you've been holding so far, you've only had 2 points of contact. What if I said you could have an electrode that's got 3 points of contact? Well, we do actually do one.
Continue.
We have what we call the triple.
Okay.
And this is a 3 point of contact electrode. So you've got 1, 2, 3. So you can have it as 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Because you've got 3 connectors in the bottom. so let's try the triple. Let's try the triple as well. So I'll switch you back on. I'm going to put you in. You quite liked Milk, didn't you?
It was interesting, yes.
So
it's a good look.
You should start to feel something.
Yep.
You can have some parts more intense than others.
That's completely the opposite to the other one now, because it's the end that is really strong on this now.
It's a totally different sensation.
Yeah.
And then for something a bit more interesting, if I go into split, you should feel 2 bits that are continuous, and the third bit should be pulsing slightly.
Slightly is not the word for it, but yeah. that was an emphatic pulse.
So it is a slightly different sensation.
It is. So which is the consistent one
Considering on the output, so that's your consistent. So level A is consistent, and that was the pulsing.
And then a bit. Take that one up a bit.
And you can adjust it to make it pulse faster with the adjust.
Whole mixing desk here. Oh, that's fun. But I could see, talk about completely customizable. You could play around with that for a long time.
And you're not limited to just having insertables. You can have insertable, and a pad.
I like that. That is, the words have left me.
She's been left speechless.
Yeah, that doesn't happen.
I've actually left you speechless.
Also, trying to
visualize it.
I'm trying to keep the language above the watershed level, because
we can put some beeps in.
Well, you need a lot of them with me normally, so I'm trying to be nice. But that, we were saying before about how medley version on things can be really annoying. This is the opposite. So you've got that consistent background teasing, and then those extra spikes to add a different layer to it. I can see that being a lot of fun. A lot of fun. That is really neat.
Well, it's interesting. So again, you can do the triphase with audio. Let's see, she's got the giggle. Let's go back into that mode, shall we?
Uh-oh.
There we go in. We're going back into audio. And now you've got 3 dimensions. We had the 3 dimensions, zappy giggles.
Oh, Lord. As I said, my cackle is perfect for that. Oh, goodness. Oh, yeah. Oh, see, again, now I'm picturing this with my personal heavy metal preference with the double kick pedal music in the background with very, very heavy drumming.
Very, very heavy humming.
Well, yes. And some high-pitched screaming afterwards. Yeah, I think so. That is so cool. That does not even begin to cover it, but that is really cool.
It's different.
No, it really is. I just cannot get over how I mean, I feel like I knew, like, and without sounding insulting, because that's not the point. I mean, I knew they were good products. That bit's obvious, but clearly what I was kind of picturing was nowhere in the ballpark of where your kit is. This stuff is amazing.
So would you say E-Stim's man only?
No.
You can see potential for the females as well.
I do, and I'm very keen to product test, shall we say? I mean, I can see. I don't want to alienate anybody by saying it, but I think there can possibly be a level of maybe some women are a little put off by too much technology. I don't know. I mean, maybe. I mean, put off might be the wrong word, but might think that maybe the assumption on shape or the whole, cables and other bits, all that's a guy thing, isn't it? And it's really, really not. The only things you need to be able to play with these are body parts and nerves.
Yeah.
That would be the
You can play with them with your partners as well. Although the suggestion I would have, if you are going to play with it with a partner, is play with it yourself first. Find out what you like and then relay that information to your partner, because it has been known where a couple have purchased an item and the first time they've gone to use it, we've then been contacted to say I need to send it back, because they've basically wired their partner up, whacked it up to 100, pressed a button, and the poor partner is clinging onto the ceiling in a not very nice way. You want to be on the ceiling in a nice way, not a very nice way.
You kind of want to work up to the ceiling, not up.
Yeah, exactly. And you said about it being techie. We do have the 2B, which is our top-end unit, which has got multiple channels. It's got LCD display. It is very techie, but from a female perspective, the Pebble and the Helix, in my honest opinion, are easier and better to use.
And it also depends on your level of play as well. I mean, if you're looking for something to play with yourself with, or play for you and your partner to play with, then yeah, you might not necessarily want a whole LCD screen and to be conducting an entire symphony.
Exactly.
Or that might entirely be your kind of thing. I mean, you're not excluding whichever way you go with it, but it's like you said, there's different levels right up to full-on dom and symphony orchestra level of readouts.
Oh, you want Spike? Oh, look, this is fascinated by Spikies.
Zappy Spiky. I mean, I like Spikies anyway. But Zappy Spikies.
Here we are.
I'm very intrigued by Zappy Spikies.
Well, Zappy Spikies, what?
Never tried Zappy Spikies. I've only tried Spiky Spikies.
Well, Zappy Spikies can again be connected to your control box in a continuous mode, because you need constant flow. Little bit of gel water-based lube on the skin, and just run it over the skin.
I'm very
And then you get spiky, zappy, zappy. Zappy, zappy, spiky.
I'm very intrigued by Zappy Spiky. Because I like Spiky. Well, I very much like Spiky.
Yes. Okay. So,
take the Spikies away.
I hope I haven't bored you to tears talking about all the E-Stim ladies.
Lord, no.
Good. Have I given you some insight?
Yes, ma'am, very much so. It's I thought my horizons are pretty damn broad to begin with, but that's been very eye-opening. I am very intrigued now.
You're
very
very
intrigued.
So, is it something you'd like to try?
Yes.
Well, good job you said that, because we have some goodies for you, so thank you for coming on board. First up, we have our XPE kit. So the Pebble, you know, the little second control box you're playing with?
The one with the two.
With the two.
Yeah.
That's in there. You have a bipolar egg, which is a slightly bigger version to the one I've shown you. You've got 4 of these sticky pads, which you can use, as I explained, externally. Okay. So that's your first little goodie.
My first little goodie.
No, there are some more.
Ooh.
Okay. You quite like the flange electrode.
Yeah.
So we have one of those for you.
Lifetime guarantee too.
And we've also got his, I will show you what it looks like. You're also having one of these, which is the flange's big brother, called the Mona. So called because I named it.
That
I
is
think you can understand why it's called the Mona.
that is some strong advertising there.
Oh, it certainly is.
That is. Ooh.
And we've also got
There's
one
more?
for you to play with. And it's the new bipolar ones. You know the one I mentioned you can use over the clitoris?
Yes.
So I have that for you as well. So that is for you as well.
Thank you so much.
And of course, last but least, E-Stim branded gel. And because you've been such a good sport, and I know you like drinking tea, contents might cause instant pleasure. You can have an instant mug as well.
Oh, that is fantastic. Thank you so much.
You're more than welcome. Now, would you like to come back in a couple of weeks and tell us what you thought?
Absolutely.
Fabulous. So, guys, you will be seeing Liz again. As you can tell from the video, she's really enjoyed what she's felt in her hand. So it'll be interesting to see, once she's had some time alone, what she thinks of it. And we can do more about E-Stim for women. If you like the video, give us a thumbs up. If you like the channel, subscribe down there. Thank you so much, Liz, for coming on today.
Thank
It's been
you.
such fun chatting with you and talking about E-Stim and everything kink. It's been really good fun. And I look forward to talking to you some more in a couple of weeks' time when you come back.
I will see you soon.
All right. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.